Hello. Today you're going to have to endure my mess because I don't care. I just, I wanted to start sewing something and it's my day off, and then I'm like, but I need to make this video because it keeps just sticking in my head, and then I'm like, but I need to take a shower and I need to troubleshoot some stuff, and I still have to take my daughter to dinner, and I still have other things I need to do, and I'm running out of that free time. I call it yard time. Anytime I'm at work and I'm going outside for a break, they're like, oh, you off? No, I earned some yard time, so I'm going to go. I'll be back, unfortunately. But either way, the whole point in this is when you do finally snap back at that narcissist, you better have those shoulders back, that head held high, and that don't mess with me kind of attitude. You're staring the devil in the eyes. You're looking them down. That's something that you have to realize, that people have negative energies within them. We can call them demonic possessions, because you have to be real low vibing in order to invite in evil. Just like Dracula. He's coming to suck your blood, but you have to allow him to come in. You have to invite him. And the way that you get there is to be that low vibing, oh, I hate life, screw that person, why do they get more, jealous and envious, hateful, full of fear is even. And that's where this confidence has to come in. You have to know without a shadow of a doubt that you are in the right, that you are doing what is best for you, that there's nobody that can live your life better than you. There's nobody that can tell you how to heal. There's nobody that can tell you what you need to work on. There's nobody that can tell you what to dream of that will be successful for you. Because the more you raise that vibration, guess what? You just start getting all these downloads. Their thoughts, their guidance, your sources come back online. People used to always be like, oh, you didn't know? Like I'm supposed to know what they're thinking? I'd be like, no, my ESPN is offline. And they just look at me and laugh. Because how am I supposed to know what you want in life? Just like how are you supposed to know what I want in life? It's not. Do you know how big of a burden that would be if you had to know what everyone else needed? You would be exhausted and you'd never please anybody. And it's even harder when you don't even know what you want. So you've got to start calming the chaos, silencing the noise, stepping away from the drama and going, I'm more concerned with me right now. And people will tell you that you're selfish. People will tell you that they're falling apart without you. Let them. Because they were destroying you when you were with them. They didn't care. There's a lot of people that they're opportunist. They're narcissistic. They're sociopaths. They're psychopaths. We walk among them on a regular basis. And all I hear is, all my friends are heathens, take it slow. Who's the heathen? The one that's doing the manipulating or the one that's stepping back? Because even Native Americans were deemed to be uncivilized because they didn't eat with utensils. But they were more in tune with spirit, which is where the jealousy of the people that came over that were willing to create the biggest genocide and slaughter in history and take the land and say, it's mine. You can go live over there in that area. I won't mess with you. This is where we come from. This is what we've been reared by, that has taught us, if you want it, take it. You don't take things by force and think that it's going to turn into a blessing. Nothing in life has to be forcefully obtained. And it's the same thing with when you're standing up for yourself, you don't have to do it with force. Your disappearance is enough for those people to feel the pain and start understanding. It doesn't mean they're going to change. It doesn't mean they're going to learn anything. But it's kind of a bit bamboo. You thought you had me? You thought I was weak? Oh, because I'm sweet and kind, you thought that you could just run all over me? See, that's the misconception in society today. If somebody is willing to let you go before them in line, or somebody is willing to let you take that parking spot and not rip your head off, if somebody is willing to let you talk down to them and not snap back and put you in your place. A lot of people don't realize that the quiet ones are the ones you got to worry about. The ones that are very generous and giving and kind and sweet because it's in their nature, those are the ones you definitely don't want to do wrong. Because there's a balance energetically that has to be fulfilled. Everyone still keeps saying, what's up? And I'm like the angels in heaven. They're just waiting to come down and fight the war. But people don't realize a lot of them are already here. They're already here opening doors, letting you take that spot, trying to teach you through action, trying to show you how to heal and become a better person, trying to guide you to the better path that's not full of thorns and stickers and you're walking around barefooted. But a lot of people are just, It's like when I made the video the other day that we all want the same thing. Somebody had the audacity to comment, no, we don't. Okay, I didn't even respond to that. Because the response I had was, and you're one of the individuals that needs to, go sit down and heal. Those are trolls. Those are people that want to make everyone else second guess what's being said. They don't have anything beneficial to add to the conversation. They just don't want you to believe what you're hearing. Because if you believe what you're hearing, you're being told all of the tactics of the predator. It took a long time for me to learn the tactics of the predator. I allowed them to indulge and me sit back because I didn't want chaos. I allowed, I needed that. I allowed that individual or multiple individuals to feel like they were in control of situations. And at that time it was because I had no confidence. I felt inferior. I was scared. It took somebody hitting me, abusing me, to make me cower down, because when I met that person, I was very, what? What you gotta say? I was willing to go to battle. All for what I believed in. Because I believed what I believed in. And to this day, I still believe in what I believe in. We all should. Don't pick and choose what you believe out of society. It will lead you astray. But when you know without a shadow of a doubt in your heart that what you're standing for, what you're fighting for, what you're speaking about is right for you, then don't let anyone push that to the side. I made that mistake. And I saw my life steadily just, and I didn't know what to do. I had allowed myself to be drugged so far down that my confidence was shattered. And I still played it off pretty good. For years, I dealt with being anorexic because if I even gained 5 pounds, oh, you look like you're putting on weight. I didn't want to hear about the gray in my hair. I didn't want to hear about, oh my God, I'm not perfect. I can't not be perfect. And then I looked around at the world around me and I'm like, oh my God, they're all suffering from health illnesses. They're slothish. They don't think. I'm letting these people judge me for what? Because they're insecure and they're trying to break my confidence. So when you're going through this life and you start recognizing people around you and what they're doing and how they're manipulating, make sure you own yourself. Walk around because I'm a boss. That's one of my favorite songs. Because I'm a boss. And it does make me walk around like, try to mess with me today. You don't have to like me, but you're going to respect me. That's how the song starts out. And it's funny because I said that for a long time and then I heard the song. And it was the same as I can do bad all by myself. And then I heard a song and I was like, wow, that's confirmation. That's telling me you're on the right path. Keep going. Because I have to constantly remind myself, and I taught it to my children, and my children remind me. I did not come this far in life to stop now. God did not bring me this far to make me suffer. Even me having to share my story, for years I could not talk without choking up or crying. I felt shame. I felt guilt. I felt like I could have done things differently. I felt like I could have saved him had I tried a little harder. And looking back at it now, I saw how I was so close to death. And I'm talking, when your spirit goes, there's nothing left inside of you. You don't even have the willingness to want to get up out of bed, feed yourself, shower. You don't care. Because this world is hard enough to live within, right? So that when you don't have that one thing inside of you, that battery inside of you that says, let's just keep going, let's just keep going, it's going to get better. And I had to even teach my children that this is temporary. Even if it's a year, even if it's a decade, that's temporary in the blip of time, in the breath of a universe. Because time is a construct that was created by man, humans. But the universe has always existed. So we have to understand that our timing, our thoughts of, oh my God, this is taking forever, it's because we're trying to watch the pot boil. But you have to at some point say, I can endure this. I have faith. I can pray. I can build myself back up on my own. It's just like when your body has to heal from broken bones, you rest and it heals. My neighbor that was ran over by the car about 2.5, 3 weeks ago has all kinds of broken parts. He's walking around and moving right now. And I'm talking physically moving from next door to me to a different home. And I'm watching him. And when he first started coming, I was like, let me do that for you. And he'd say, no, I have it. And I'd be like, are you going to really be that stubborn? Couldn't think of the word. And he was like, yep. And honestly, him being that stubborn is the only thing that has pushed him to heal as quickly as he is. Because the thing about being stubborn, when you know it's to your benefit and you don't back down, you will reap the rewards of what you're being stubborn about. Just like when your families come back to you and they tell you, well, you did this and you did that, that's why I acted like this and that. They don't apologize. Instead, they put on the table something you did. They never ask why you did it. Why did you finally snap? Why did you change up? Because I finally got tired of your nonsense. That's why. When I finally stand up for me, now you want to get mad? But all those years I let you railroad me. All those years I let you belittle, berate me, and shatter my confidence. But you know what? Not anymore. And now I'm okay being surrounded by the air and the plants and the trees and the bees because I'm not alone. It's a matter of realizing we're not alone. There are more people in this world, complete strangers, that will do more for you than people that love you. That's the saddest, hardest thing to stomach. That the people that were supposed to help you feel secure in life are the ones that create the most chaos within your heart, mind, spirit, body, and soul. Those are the people you have to realize they were karmic all along. They were meant to teach you what you needed to do to better yourself. And the one thing that tied you to them was fear. You didn't want to hurt them. You didn't know the outcome when you walked away. You didn't know if they'd come after you. You didn't know if they'd retaliate. But that's the thing about faith again. When you know you're in the right, then nothing that's wrong can attack you. Because once you begin to level up and get out of the muck, now you're in a spiritual sense waking up from the slumber of toxicity. And it's getting to a point where the more people wake up to what's going on around them and they shut it down, you're going to see a big change in the world. I don't want to be one of these people that's prophesizing, saying, oh, get ready, get geared up, because it's going to happen. It's prophesized in the Bible. But we have to understand that when it is known there is good and evil in this world, negative and positive, when the masks are starting to be ripped off of the faces of the users, abusers, manipulators, liars, and thieves, you better bet they're going to try to retaliate. But when they have half the world against them, oh no. Because at this point, there's a lot of manipulators that get away with a lot of stuff on a regular basis. I looked up depression one time. I wanted to see how much of society was victim to it. And it was sad what I found. And then I thought a lot of people don't even openly come out and say that they're depressed or that they're giving up on life. But when you can look at more than half of the population is depressed, that tells you directly that they are being manipulated and put down in a certain aspect. Because when you live in a society, we'll call it a utopian world, where things are built up and they're meant to benefit everybody, that world thrives. It doesn't just survive. That world becomes a dream world. It's where people work together. There's no disharmony. There's no abuse. Instead, we all can win. When we realize we can all win, nobody's losing. Because at this point, there's a competition that says, if you win, then I lose. But I don't look at life like that. If you're losing, then I'm not winning. Does that make sense? Because if you are struggling and I'm watching you struggle, it is hurting me. Because we are a collective. To think that I can get any gain off of somebody that is suffering and struggling is insane. To even want to go after somebody who has the ability to hold their head high and drag them down to your level, that is just evil. So instead of trying to pull people back down, start building them back up. Because that's the thing, when people are stuck in a hole, they can create a human chain to help everybody else get out of it. They can create a human ladder that allows everyone to climb out and then still pull up those that are left behind. That's that utopian community. Instead, we live in a dysfunctional dystopia that says, I'm not going to let you go in front of me. But I'm not going anywhere. We're all in this together. Used to be like that. People used to check on you just because they hadn't heard from you. People used to bring food to your house when you were grieving because they knew that you weren't going to have the energy or the desire to get up and take care of yourself and possibly your family. People used to just sit in silence to let you not be alone when you were down and out. People used to come and call whenever you were sick to make sure all your needs were met. And now we have all of these instances that's like, oh no, they're sick, stay away from there. You don't want to catch that. It's do it yourself. What kind of world is that? It's a world that is lacking confidence. It is a world that is lacking being compassionate. It is a world that looks and says, if I don't have what you have, then I am failing. And that's not right. Because we each have our own individual aspects that make us great. Start tapping into yours. It's like me getting back to sewing and creating and feeling that lightheartedness of, instead of sitting and thinking about the past and, man, I hope they don't come back, worrying. I said, screw it. That stuff is for the birds. It's time to move on. It's time to buck up, Buttercup, and get going down the road, because you can find yourself being stuck in one spot wondering if what you did was right or wrong. Let me tell you, if you did it, you made the choice, it was right. If you're still sitting and contemplating it, you're probably not making the right choice because you're staying stuck. Staying stuck is never the right thing to do because you want to move onward and upward. At least move forward if you can't elevate it this time. Because to move forward means that you are saying, that's not for me. I'm going to go over this way and I'll probably not get back to you. Don't feel bad when those are the words you choose. when you say peace out. I know one of the last things I said to somebody that did me real wrong, all I could say was, take it easy, sleazy. You are not my kind of person. And that was me sticking it to them. That was me thinking, I bet that hurt. And then looking back on it, they didn't care. I finally had to let it go. I finally had to forgive something that never even was resolved. I was never given an apology. I didn't care. Because I had to learn, I don't need you to accept what you've done. I just need to heal from what you've done to me. So if you're looking for an apology from somebody, don't let that be the deciding factor if you can move on. Because a lot of times somebody that knows that they're doing you wrong and they're manipulating you, they're not going to apologize. That's them admitting defeat. You may not have been in competition with them, but they were. So stay confident, get bold, and let the world see you for what you really are. A badass. So on that note, I'm going to get back to all my crazy things that I get to do for today. Peace, love, and light. Bye.